Hello people who watch my videos. A few months ago I purchased a Suzuki DRZ 400 from a private seller. The day after I purchased my bike, I left it with Ernie at Cycle One Motorsports in Orlando, Florida. I told Ernie that I had purchased the bike from a private seller and I asked them to give it an oil change and make sure the bike was mechanically sound. When I picked up the bike, they said that the previous owner had filled the bike with a little too much oil and that it was mechanically sound. I rode the bike home about 9 miles and kept it garaged for a week while I was out of the country for business. The next time I rode my bike, less than 20 miles, it suddenly died. Fortunately, I was on surface streets and I was not injured. I noticed that oil was all over my boots and my back tire. This is especially dangerous on a motorcycle. The next day, I brought my bike to another motorcycle mechanic. I wanted to know what was wrong before I called Cycle One Motorsports. They called me the following day and told me that my drain plug on my bike was missing and that all my oil had leaked out. They said drain plugs don't just wiggle their way out if they're seated properly. They ordered a drain plug and it took several days to arrive. In the meantime, I had gone out of the country once again on business. When I talked to the bike shop, they informed me that my bike would not start and that it did not have compression. This cost me about $100 to figure out. They said it would cost me at least $1,000 to fix my bike, but they could give me a more thorough diagnostic for an additional $150. A month and a half after I originally brought my bike to Cycle One Motorsports, I spoke to Ernie. He told me that he had no obligation to me whatsoever because I had brought my bike to another shop. Here's the thing. If you brought your kid to a daycare center and mysterious bruises started showing up on your kid, would you continue to bring your child to the same daycare center that harmed them in the first place? I paid additional money to have my bike taken apart so I could get an accurate estimate of the repairs. It was going to cost me about $1,225, plus I had paid $280 already in labor and parts. Here is the estimate right here. I've had a lawyer send them a letter, but Cycle One never responded. My next option is to take them to small claims court. That will take more time and money away from me, because while I go to small claims court, I can't work. Isn't this why bike shops carry insurance for instances like this? What if I would have crashed my bike and lost my life because of the oil on my back tire? They would not be dealing with a $1,500 issue. They would be dealing with a wrongful death suit from my wife. I guess they don't value their customer. I guess they don't care that they leave their customers without a means of transportation. The reason I'm making this video is because I want you to avoid Cycle One Motorsports. There's no reason you should risk your bike and your safety. It is my goal to share this video on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on every motorcycle forum in Florida. Just so you guys know that I'm not blowing smoke up my tailpipe, here's my tailpipe. And here's a bunch of parts from my bike. This is actually the piston that is scored. You can see inside where the metal has sealed onto the piston here. This is what they need to do. They need to refinish this. Here's the bike, or what is left of the bike. It was a beautiful bike before it was ruined in the few miles that I got to ride. In this day and age, it's not okay to screw over the consumer because we have a voice and we will share it loudly. And when something like this happens, when someone leaves you without a ride and without transportation, you have to let as many people know as possible. And that's what I've done here. If you guys have a similar story, please leave a comment in the video below. This is the Consumer Reports portion of my story, and it will be airing soon. You guys are great, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.